The Lakers are absolutely pampering LeBron right now, giving him his podcast partner as his head coach, and now they just drafted his son, who likely would not have been drafted this year if it wasn't for who his dad is. This is not the brand of Lakers basketball I grew up with, and it's not a brand I enjoy. It seems to me like the Lakers are prioritizing LeBron over the team. Since when was that supposed to be how to run a franchise? This sounds to me more like they're running a circus than they are running a basketball team. Now, there's no denying LeBron is one of the greatest to ever step on the basketball court, and what he's still capable of doing as he's approaching the age of 40 is quite spectacular. However, that does not make him above the franchise. He's won 2 playoff series since the bubble championship that was 4 years ago. This team has been a perennial play-in team since then. Didn't even make it to that in 2022 with a super team. This year against the Nuggets in the first round, they led 70% of the time in those 5 games and still only pulled off 1 win. What are we doing here? As a Laker, LeBron's no Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, not even Elgin Baylor, who may not have won a ring with the Lakers, but the Lakers may not exist today without him. Even compared to other non-homegrown Laker legends, he never meant what Kareem or Shaq meant to this franchise, yet none of those guys were ever nearly as entitled as LeBron is. Hell, the Lakers are even about to give LeBron a 3-year max extension. I'll start with JJ Redick before we get to drafting Bronny. Was that podcast they did solely done to get Darvin Ham fired and give JJ the reins as the head coach? Oh, absolutely 100%. Let's not sugarcoat it. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Now, while I don't think Darvin Ham was good enough to deserve to keep his job, I've also firmly believed that no coach could have fixed the Lakers' problems. JJ Redick said in his introductory press conference that
LeBron and I did not talk about the Lakers' job until Thursday afternoon, about 30 minutes after I was offered the job. And that was very intentional on both our parts. I knew I had an understanding that he did not want to be involved in this.
Oh, look! My nose! What's happened?
JJ Redick has never coached outside of the youth level in his life. He may say some crazy things when it comes to the history of the game, but when it comes to X's and O's, I think he's highly intelligent. That doesn't mean he has the ability to lead, though. We have seen Steve Kerr win a championship as a rookie head coach with no prior coaching experience beforehand, not even as an assistant. But has anyone else ever accomplished that in the history of the NBA? He's the only one I can think of. When it comes to accountability, knowing he was LeBron's co-host on a podcast, I fear that he'll be LeBron's puppet. JJ excoriated Doc Rivers on national TV about his lack of accountability and always having an excuse just a few days after I uploaded my own manifesto about Doc Rivers.
I've seen the trend now. I've seen the trend for years.
What's the trend?
The trend is always making excuses. There's never accountability with that guy.
Well,
there's never accountability.
You know LeBron has made a whole career out of excuses and not being accountable, right? We saw it again during the Lakers' first round series and after getting gentlemen swept by the Nuggets. Please, keep that same energy when LeBron is making those excuses. I don't care if you did a podcast together. Regardless of whether he holds LeBron accountable or not, though, he is the 4th different head coach the Lakers have had since LeBron became a Laker 6 years ago. That's what dysfunctional franchises do, and you know what the problem is? It's LeBron being the greatest coach killer of all time. I'm not saying any of their last 3 head coaches didn't have flaws, and I certainly didn't love Luke Walton or Darvin Ham, but because LeBron is such a control freak and needs everything to go his way, it's hard to coach LeBron unless your name is Eric Spoelstra. Unlike everyone else, Pat Riley had the balls to tell LeBron no, and that's why the Heat stayed competent enough to make the playoffs 7 out of the 10 years since LeBron left, even the finals twice as underdogs, and why Spo is widely regarded as one of, if not the best head coach in the NBA right now. Don't forget, LeBron wanted Spo fired, and even once bumped Spo on his way back to the bench after a timeout was called. Mind you, as a new member of a team Dwayne Wade had already led to a championship long before LeBron ever thought about coming. I can't think of too many other things that scream narcissism louder than that. Whether it's JJ Redick's fault or not, I can already see him not lasting more than 3 seasons, all because LeBron is that much of a control freak. The Lakers have already made it clear that they intend to offer LeBron a 3-year max extension, which there's no way he's turning down. Rich Paul said LeBron is willing to take a huge pay cut so the Lakers have more room to improve their roster, but I have a hard time believing anything people from Clutch Sports say. I certainly won't be the least bit surprised when LeBron and JJ have their falling out because LeBron isn't getting his way, and neither should you. JJ also knows very well about the tension it caused in the Clippers locker room when Austin Rivers was on the team, right? Since he was there all along during the Lob City era, I'm afraid JJ's about to relive those days with LeBron and Bronny. Austin Rivers has even said himself he thinks it's bad for Bronny to be teammates with his dad, and has also said from his own experience of playing for his dad on the Clippers took the joy out of the game for him. I really hope this doesn't happen with Bronny and that playing with his dad turns out to be a much better experience than what Austin Rivers went through playing for his dad. You may be asking, what about Jalen Brunson's dad being an assistant for the Knicks? That doesn't seem to be a problem. Yeah, his dad's an assistant coach, so he doesn't have much power. Doc Rivers did with the Clippers not only as the head coach, but also as the president of basketball operations. Right now with the Lakers, LeBron is clearly in control. Let's not sugarcoat this. He's been a control freak for much of his career. Knowing Bronny is not even close to ready to impact an NBA team, I really think he needed at least another year in college. It was amazing that he was even able to get back on the court just 5 months after suffering from cardiac arrest. I'm very happy to know he's still healthy enough to play basketball at such a high level. That said though, I'll be honest, I am not a college basketball guru by any means, but I am aware that the stats Bronny put up while playing for a losing team were not impressive. Donovan Mitchell put up similar stats in his freshman year at Louisville. Staying another year before entering the draft definitely benefited him. It's so obvious that this was all orchestrated. Rich Paul even informed teams other than the Lakers and Suns not to draft Bronny or else he'll play in Australia. It's amazing how a guy drafted towards the end of the draft is getting more attention than the Lakers' first round pick, isn't it? The saving grace here is that Bronny was not the Lakers' first round pick. If the Lakers really used their first round pick on Bronny, then I would have been absolutely livid. And it's not anything personal against Bronny or LeBron. I don't know them personally. I just want what's best for the Lakers, and I'm praying that this won't be the circus that I'm very afraid is inevitable to happen. I just want to win championships again, and to be honest, LeBron being in this much control won't make it happen. He's already too old to be the second best player on a championship team, and I don't care what his stats say. As remarkable as they are, if he can't put enough effort in on the defensive end or close anymore, it's not happening. That simple. Even for the business side of things, the Lakers were already selling plenty of tickets and merchandise even before LeBron arrived. They've already been one of the most well-known teams in all of American sports. We all know they never needed LeBron or Bronny to achieve that. For the first round pick, Dalton Knecht, I just hope he's even a little bit better than Jalen Hood-Schifino, who did absolutely nothing for the Lakers as the first round pick last year, and I certainly hope we don't look back thinking, wow, the Lakers passed up this guy or that guy, like we did seeing how the 3 guys drafted immediately after Hood-Schifino turned out. And going back to an old video, by the way, I apologize for a mistake I made thinking that the Pelicans have the Lakers first round pick from the Anthony Davis trade, and yeah, it's actually not this year, so I apologize on that. Maybe if I wasn't a Lakers fan, I would think it's pretty cool to see a father play alongside his son for the first time in NBA history, and to know it's only ever happened in baseball with the Griffeys in the early 90s. But this is my team. I want less distractions and more winning. It's about time I call out Rob Pelinka and Jeanie Buss again. I haven't called them out lately in my latest Laker videos, and Pelinka may have had a masterful trade deadline last year, but outside of one season season in 2020. His overall tenure as the Lakers GM has been a failure, and for both him and Jeanie Buss, the real problem is that they have given LeBron way too much power, which should never happen. I hope for the best though, especially for Bronny as a 19-year-old kid living out his dream of playing in the NBA, whether it's alongside his dad or not, but I'm prepared for the worst with what's about to come for the Lakers. Side note before I end this, as mad as us Laker fans are that the Celtics reclaimed the throne for most championships in NBA history, the Lakers have themselves to blame. They passed up both of the Jays in the draft. Yeah, those picks the Lakers passed up the Jays with turned out to be trade pieces for Anthony Davis, but the Celtics not only won this year, they also have a brighter future than the Lakers do while not running a circus. So that's all for this video. What do you guys think? I'd love to read your comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be really appreciated, and if you can please consider subscribing and turning on notifications, your support is much appreciated. Links to my social media are down below. If you want to see my most recent video or the one that YouTube recommends, both are up above. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully the Lakers are not the circus that I'm anticipating, and we get to see the glory that those of us who grew up with Kobe got to see again.